Hi guys, welcome to the tournament. Up first is going to be Sydney Eagles versus the Great Fall Bison for our Overwatch varsity flat bracket. The game should be starting in just a minute. Excited to be here. My name's Lily. My gamer tag is WiloY. I'm a student at UM. I'm not on a competitive team this year, but I've been on Marvel Rivals before and on the Fortnite team before.
I am Mikey. My gamer tag is MHSCS26. I am a forward member, Sidney Eagle, now just a coach. And I'm just kind of helping out today.
Initiating match.
Just to clarify, blue team is Sydney Eagles and red team is Great Falls Bison. I'm excited to see what these teams pull out.
Would you like to do the controls?
Sure, yeah.
I'm sure you are more familiar with them than
Here,
me.
I'll actually.
Yes. There we go. I can commentate, but since you have graciously offered to help us stream, I assume that you know the places on the map to get the good views.
Yep, and then the screen button, orange colors. Green and blue buttons are for player. So it looks like Sydney is doing a pregame ritual around a monkey here.
Name on it.
There you go. Yep. Just dancing around him. They have a sim TP to go off the high ground to get to that point fast. And then Great Falls is rolling out with a Domina, Ana, Pharah, Bastion combo. So more pokey. There you go. That's how you get out of there. Okay, Sydney going in early, trying to stuff them out. They catch out the Domina and get her. And then Wembenyama also catches out the Bastion. Sydney just kind of taking high ground control here. They get first cap. Have you seen any of these teams play before?
No, actually, I not tuned in very often. I have seen Overwatch plays before, but I'm not these times.
Okay.
I'm very excited. I mean, the tournament's been going on all year. These teams have been practicing together.
Yep. It's really like fun to watch them. Cloud getting 2 there. Trying to get out, but his own hazard walled him off. Buddha getting 1. Speaking from the admin side of Sydney, these guys have been scrimming a lot.
Yeah.
The majority of their week is spent scrimming against either college teams where my buddies play at or just random teams online that we find. So I think they're a little bit more used to the pressure put on these players.
Yeah, it's looking like Great Falls is kind of capturing some of that high ground.
Yep.
Pushing
Good
back.
angle. Yep, stepping on point. They are a little split though.
Yeah.
It looks like they're about to reposition on point. They have 2 on there, but Sydney is coming back. Arissa does go down, and so does Bastion. They did get point control though.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes stalling is all you can do, and getting 2 on point can be really valuable.
Stay out of my way. I'm really hoping that they're able to stabilize on point.
Yeah.
Oh. Soldier getting some early chip damage in. Bastion going left side. He does get hazard walled off. That's a little unfortunate. Seems like the rest of the team is rotating in. And City just presses Q and looks like they just win the fight there.
I mean, one good time to ult can really change the game.
Yeah. And since it's going into 99%, they are stuffing. So it was a good display.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw some back and forth. And it's always interesting to see how teams adapt. Now that they've played the first round against each other, we'll see how they.
With the round robin yesterday.
Yes. Oh.
Here, I'll Okay, so we're going into round 2 of Ilios, the well. You see a lot of Roadhogs trying to hook each other into the map, but I don't think either team is going to play. Great Falls is still looking at a Brawl Poke composition with a speed boost, and Sidney is still looking for a Brawl Dive composition. So if East Helena can create more angles and keep that space, they'll be winning the fight, but if Sidney can play fast and get in their face, it looks like it might go for them.
Yes, Great Falls.
Oh, Great Falls, yes. Sidney moving on to the lighthouse. I don't think they found the target yet, but Reaper does seem to be going in. Probably. The Hazard getting stuffed by the Orisa, but
You can definitely see how much Sidney has been playing together.
yes,
Definitely seems like their communication is on point.
they're really coordinated.
Yes.
It looks like with the Bastion turret up, they're kind of just giving them space, not engaging, waiting for the cooldowns to go down. This might just be me, but this Hazard seems like he's telling his Lucio to go right side.
Yeah, we can definitely see them pushing in as a team a bit more this time. Great Falls sticking together a little more than last round, but
Yes.
still trying to, use their poke comp to the best of their abilities.
That was a good wall. He walled the Bastion off to support so you can get help. Arisa just kind of left almost last, second last. I think that's to... If you didn't know, Arisa's really good at taking a lot of pressure, so if Arisa's in your face consistently and their supports are just healing her, she won't die. So Sidney is trying to avoid Arisa and get other people before they focus her, so she can't get that sustain to actually live their attack.
Yep. Looks like we're getting close to some ults again.
I'm excited to see how they use them.
Yeah.
Wembanyama getting a headshot on Autobahn. Bastion turret form really just going down main. You know, I wouldn't know what to do in a situation where they just kind of go behind you.
Yeah.
They almost get the Reaper there. And when one target leaves, another one comes in. It's really oppressive.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, definitely games like this, it can be hard when someone captures first point, trying to get in there when
Yes.
they've got a good composition.
2 by Buddha right there with Nano. That was a short first round, but good overall, I'd say.
Yeah.
Play of
Wembanyama with the play of the game as Soldier 76. This guy doesn't talk a lot, but he has a big presence.
Yes.
Getting 1. Spray up in the air. Good tracking, too. And an assist on the Ana. That was a good play of the game. All right, I'm going to make sure that they're ready for their second match,
Yes, of course.
and
no
we'll
worries.
be back shortly.
Yes.
And we are back on Watchpoint Gibraltar. Bans are Hazard and Farah, if I'm not wrong. You know, honestly, Hazard's a pretty good pick for this map just because it's like a lot of close quarters. He has that wall ability, so especially first point, if you get up here, if somebody contests you up here, you can place a wall down and they just won't be able to escape. Really
Yeah.
good tank.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty good pick from their part, especially with how those walls were, kind of, utilized
Yes,
last
yes.
team, to cut them off. It definitely, switching up. That's one of the interesting things that I think about games like this, where you have bans in between. Getting those bans in can really change the game.
It really can. So Sidney seems to be rolling out with a, I want to say, pokey dive comp. Sidney really likes the, pokey brawl composition. So they're gonna want to stay in the mid fight, kind of go in and out a lot, and then both teams running out with the Diva Juno on one and Diva Ana on the other. The real advantage with Ana is high bursts of damage, but Juno has a high burst of speed. So if it's used properly, it can be really devastating. It looks like Burrito Bandit picks off Reaper early on when Benyama kills off their Ana.
Going back into spawn for some.
Yes. Good reset. I think Diva didn't even get team back there.
Yes, yeah.
This Emre is just shooting down in. Wembanyama from 3 misses.
Really good map placement on Sidney's side. You can definitely tell that they know where to set up.
They know when to rotate and when things are safe and when they're not. Wembanyama from 3, nothing.
And we can see Great Falls trying to kind of find those angles that they can get around.
Yes. Okay, so Wemby does actually go down to the Orisa. You know, they're actually finding the ground here.
Yeah, and they're getting a push here is really valuable, but,
No, absolutely.
if they get to that tunnel, that changes the game.
It really does.
I'm not an Overwatch player, but that tunnel looks like bad news to me.
It is super good for bunker competitions because you're just able to hide away, and your backline is completely safe from their pokers. It looks like Buddha tries to go in but gets stopped by the Orisa. Wemby gets another pick. Moira gets the Ana, and then they finally focus on the Orisa. She almost gets away, and Sidney's gone. They reset.
We can see that Great Falls is not giving up, though. They are not backing
They are
down.
relentless. Yes.
They are wrapping all of the points.
You know, I think the biggest thing with Overwatch is not giving up and consistently trying to try new things.
Yeah, and we can see them trying to regroup together.
Reaper getting 2, maybe a 3rd, with the Diva helping him out. Orisa ult coming out, possibly getting 1. Close. Wemby finishing that off. Good denial by Wemby. Looks like Sidney is back to just resetting. They have these little pockets that they just hide in,
Yeah.
and they're using them super effectively. Diva does take a lot of damage from that, and she seems to be running away from her supports. Wemby gets the nano. Emery ults their backline.
They get a
On him is a
good.
sleep dart.
Great Falls got a good push again there.
Yes.
It seems like right after the reset, they're having a really good time, but just keeping up with the way that Sidney is kind of hiding in those pockets, wrapping around.
Yes. Good ult economy as well. It looks like they have Diva Bomb and Moira Coalescence here, while Great Falls has Nano and Juno Ring coming in. You know, I think that they can do something big with Nano here. Ashe does go down, so does Bastion. I really like how they're actually staying in spawn and regrouping and trying to fight as one.
Yes, yeah, no, I mean, again, I'm not an Overwatch player, but I've played quite a bit of Marvel Rivals, and,
I feel like that's half the battle most of the time.
yeah, just getting together and just pushing as one team. Especially with a comp like this, the closer you are together, the harder it is for that kind
Diva
of
Bomb going out.
hope to
Finding
happen.
2. Last on point is Orisa. It looks like Sidney is just dropping down. And Diva's playing Touch Your Spawn Challenge. All right, that was a good round, good effort by Great Falls.
Yeah, I really respect how they're regrouping and coming together as a team.
You can tell that you're not giving up.
Yes, yeah, and I'm not an Overwatch player, but that definitely seems like a hard map to push out from.
Yes.
With all of
yes.
those pockets.
It's very defender side oriented. There's very little that you could actually do in this situation. But let's see what these teams roll out with. I kind of want to see like a hard stop from Great Falls. I'm really hoping for it.
Ready for battle. I don't mind killing monsters,
See, they're
but
gonna
come
go
on.
to a POV from Great
Pushing
Falls to see kind of maybe some of their
Their
headspace
thought process, yes.
as they're rolling out.
Anna trying to roll out. I know that rollout exists that you get up there, but I don't know how to do it. So
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat as that Anna. Looks like they have Widow for a possible early pick. Domina fighting on high ground to maintain point control and presence. Juno playing with the Domina and Toast Brony on the Bastion.
5, 4,
I didn't know you could stand here as Anna.
1. Attackers incoming.
Sidney rolling out with the Monkey. I think they're going to try and take high ground early on. Widow pushing forward, but getting cleared out by the Monkey, unfortunate. Domina seems to be playing on point, doing what she can. Reaper walking on her, and she gets him away. Moira is rotating over to high ground. Burrito Bandit finding 2 as a support. And another 2K from a support, Turtle Boy, to end this map. I think that's 2 for Sidney, so they'll be moving on to the next match, and Great Falls will be against...
Play of the game.
Oh,
Who are
my
they
bad.
again?
Watch the
Oh,
play
Turtle
of the
Boy.
game from Turtle Boy.
Healing Buddha. Finding 1. 2 on a missed sleep dart, unfortunate. And 3 with the Orisa. Just at the very end there. Alright, so we'll be back shortly.